Hong Kong doesn't slow down. In Kowloon, the city rises vertically, stacked in layers of light, movement, and ambition. Apartments sit above shops, transit, and millions of lives moving at once. This is the most densely populated place on Earth, where real estate isn't made up of homes but complexes. Some buildings have aged into necessity, compressed, efficient, and unforgiving. Others, elevated, refined, overlooking Victoria Harbor. Different lives, just stacked floors apart. In the major hub of Tsim Sha Tsui, I sat down with Antoine, a man who arrived in Hong Kong with a backpack, no plan, and a mind full of ambition. From coaching a national hockey team in a new region to building a luxury real estate career in one of the most competitive cities in the world and beyond, Antoine's story isn't about property. It's about reinvention. This is changing lives, Hong Kong.
So first of all, Steve, thank you so much to having me on your podcast. I always enjoy to speak with fellow agents. And so my name is Antoine. I'm from Switzerland. I grew up in a lovely ski resort area. Then moved to the city of Lausanne. Pursue a career in ice hockey. So I play a little bit pro until 22. I busted my knees at 20, still stretch it for 2 more years. Then start to have like too much knee pain, and it was about to be like, the cortisone injection in the knees. At 22, I thought that there will be a long way to go to make it a career out of this. So I had to find another passion in life, because before that I had only one obsession with ice hockey, and I only did that. I dropped school and I put all my eggs in the same basket, and then all went crash. And I was like, oh, okay, beep, you can edit that. Now what? All right. So we met now for a few minutes. You already know that I love to talk. So I thought maybe, I will go back into the sales industry. So no school. Was a little bit tough, went back to Switzerland, tried to find a job, could not find anything, ended up being a security agent, because I was still tough and big, right? So I went there for about 9 months. Then they kindly tell me that this is maybe not the career path for me because I was too friendly. Apparently when you're agent security, you need to be tough and mean. And I was always smiling and greeting people, and so that was not the right path for me. And then I went to sales because they hire anybody.
True.
Right?
They do.
And I built a little bit. I didn't know anything about sales, so I picked up a book and start to read. And then I went to all the craziest job you can imagine in sales. I was in the shopping mall trying to sell internet connection. I went to knock on doors and sell vacuum cleaner, okay?
With cleaners.
Yeah, that was tough.
How young are you?
I'm 22, 23. Yeah, I'm 23, and I'm knocking on doors with a big bag, a vacuum cleaner, a big pot of sand, about a kilo of sand, because when you go vacuum cleaner in the home, they always clean before. So you put the sand on the floor, you put your machine and you press the button and you pray that it works, because you're like, okay, the exit is there, they have a dog here, I need to run. Okay, anyway, that was a great fun for a couple of months until I find something a little bit better. And one thing to another, I start to have a little bit of success, made a little bit of money, and decided to go back to school. So I take myself to London, and I registered to one of this foundation year to basically catch up because I was a school dropout.
Right.
So I went there, did a foundation year, end up with all the Asian kids who are super smart and very good in math, but suck at English. So they've been in class with me. So we had good fun. I met some awesome people there from, Vietnam, Korea, China, all over Asia in this little bubble. And I discovered the fun of, student London life.
Yeah.
and passed my foundation year, and I got my first taste a little bit of like this like big city, because Switzerland is awesome, but it's a big village.
Yeah.
So now I experience the city, I want to go back, and I was looking, and then I said like, Asia, and I don't know why, but I choose Hong Kong. So I take a backpack, flew to Hong Kong, and then I said, okay, I went to Immigration Tower, and I said, how is it to come and live here? What's the requirement? And they look at me like I'm a Martian coming from another planet. And, because nobody come with a backpack. No, no expats will come here with a backpack saying like, hey, I'm here, I want to work. They all come with like a sponsor visa and, And so they explain all the requirements. You need the special skills if you want to work here. You basically need to be able to do something that local cannot not do.
Right.
So I was like, okay, interesting. And I decided to look around, and I had the idea. I said, I bet there's not a lot of ice hockey professional in Hong Kong.
Right.
So I Google ice hockey Hong Kong, find out that they have an ice rink on the 10th floor of the shopping mall. And I went there, and I had a look, people are playing, and then hang there and start to talk with the people. And they said, oh yeah, we have a league and we have practice. And I'm like, okay. So I went back to my hotel and then phoned my dad and said, hey, my hockey gear is still in the garage, dust it up and ship it over.
Oh, whoa.
A week later, I go back to the ice rink, like I dust it up a bit. And, when you play pro, even if you don't play for a few years, you're rusty, but you still got it. So I play, and everybody, whoa, you're super good. And end up, they are like, hey, we're looking for a coach. And then I'm like, okay, sure, I can do that. And then I end up being the assistant coach for the national team.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All from just going on a plane with a backpack.
Yes. So you have to, sometimes people always tell me, Antoine, you crazy. And I said, yes, and I love it. And then the universe always make it work for me. My life is chaos and roller coaster. And sometimes I'm like, oh man, here we go again. But I'm always in a serene state because I know everything work out for me always. I think it's because of my positive mindset, or I don't know. Or maybe I'm lucky, or, the universe loves me and I love him back. So, these things happen. So long story short, I end up, my first job that I land here is assistant coach for the Hong Kong national team. And then I worked for the ice rink for a little bit more. Then I went into events because my first visa was sport related. So I work in the event company, and we did corporate golf events, which was pretty fun. And then, not to make this intro too long, but basically, like in the story, it's always a girl. So I meet the girl, and then we have children, we get married. Then my visa switched to like a dependent visa now, so I can do whatever I want. And I'm like, I always wanted to do real estate because I'm a people person. I'm naturally curious, and I was always wondering, what's behind that window. I would wonder like how this flat is, and I would like to see all these beautiful properties and stuff. So I did a little bit of digging online, see that here in Hong Kong you need to pass a license to be an agent. So, I ordered a book online, study, passed the exam, and then went to my first job interview and got hired on the spot. They said, okay, yeah,
Why not?
you're in, because I went like me, like smiling, a ton of energy, and I said this should not be too complicated. Real estate is smile and dial. And they said, okay, you hired, right?
Right.
Because nobody want to cold call. So, So that my first start in real estate in 2015. But all I did before, like the vacuum cleaner, the selling in the shopping mall, getting door in my face and all this was basically preparation for real estate, because real estate is not, as you know, it's not just turn the key, open the door. It's not an easy job. It has a lot of happy moments, but a lot of frustration.
Yes.
It's an emotional roller coaster, right?
Handling people's emotions.
10 in the morning, you're like, woo, that's it, the deal is done. By 2, you're like, my light sucks, and by 6 you might be back again, you know.
Yep.
So yeah, that's our life, and it's not for everybody. I would say like that. And since then, you know, like I've been an agent. I've been enjoying it. I work in Hong Kong here. I skipped the COVID years. I went back to my family in Switzerland. There I work for Sotheby's and John Taylor, two luxury brand, where I learned tons. In Hong Kong, I was more in like kind of a local agency startup style, which was quite fun. And then I went to the big corporate like Sotheby's and John Taylor, dealing with like more high net people, you know, like a bit more uptight with like the
But tide is higher.
but that was a great experience too, and we can talk to the Swiss market maybe a bit later. But that was a very interesting. And then for family reasons, after COVID, decided to move back here for my second round in Hong Kong since 2023, and enjoying it so far. Yeah.
Well, I think that's very cool because, I mean, yeah, you come back. I mean, listen, you came to Hong Kong with a backpack. Yeah, and then you joined you got into real estate. And so a little bit about me, I've been in sales, worked at grocery stores. I worked at Target for a long time, very much a people's person, was going to go into the military. And my recruiters wanted me to lie to get in the military. I couldn't see myself lying for an opportunity. So I didn't do it. I was going to be like, I'm just going to go back to college. It's easy. You just study and do the work and you get it. So I was going to go back to electrical engineering. My introduction in real estate was actually, I would go to the nightclubs every Saturday and I would see these 4 or 5 ladies older than me. They're always there. And I singled out one of the ladies and I'm like, I always see you and your crew here. Like, what do you do? She's like, I'm a real estate agent. I'm like, what's that? And she's like, I help people buy and sell homes. And I'm like, okay, how do I learn about that? So she gave me her study guide. It's about this, that it doesn't teach you how to sell, just teach you how to not go to jail, and definitions and history. Yeah. And I was just so fascinated by that, to where it became like, how many people that look like me or look like you or look like someone else don't know about how beneficial this is. Yes. So I always came from a place of care. I didn't have any real estate friends. I don't have any family in real estate. I don't have anything. So when I got into real estate, it was much like you. It's like, hey, listen, I got my little briefcase here. I'm ready to do whatever I got to do. I'm opening up the phone book and I'm looking through it, calling random names and numbers and people. Yeah. And then I never realized, how much you could, produce in real estate to take care of yourself and your family, but also the emotional roller coaster, as you say, of just like these days going up and down and managing people's emotions. Yeah. And a lot of people, and I did it for my first 2 years. I was with a brokerage, and then I was part-time real estate agent. And then I not only switched brokerages, I cold turkey quit my day job, went fully into real estate. Did not know that is a very rare and crazy thing to do. And I never looked back, and now this is all that I do. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love your story of just coming to Hong Kong with a backpack, because a lot of people will see you as crazy when you're doing something that's completely out of the box.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you're outside of the box, that's where you start to learn more about who you actually are.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So I absolutely love that. Now, let me ask you this. Being a real estate agent in Hong Kong, I mean, you were even teaching hockey. So let's talk about language barrier. I don't want to assume, but tell me, was language, how should I explain? Is language something that has to be overcome when you're in a profession like real estate here?
No, because Hong Kong is it's a business hub, and when I started 2015, we will have even more expats than now. They are coming back. The last year I could see like now some coming back, but with COVID a lot flew out, right? But in 2015 was booming with expat, and all my clients were, from France, Germany, US, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and the few Chinese we got were, well overseas educated, and I had a bit better English than me. Like I speak Frenglish. I have my accent. I in purpose don't change it because the French touch, it works with the ladies. So
A bird.
oh yeah, not anymore. Like I'm a married potato. So sorry, ladies.
For the young undercats, single people out there.
Yeah. Sorry. Spoiler alert. I'm very happy and in love with my new partner. But joke aside, I would say English is the international language everywhere. And what I learned is that if you're not shy to make some mistake, okay, I have my French accent and I do some mistake when I talk, but the heart and the emotions are there, and I can convey my intention and my point, and get the right feeling to the audience, or your customer, prospect, whatever you want to call it, and it works. So I would say no, language is not a barrier. It is also okay that how could I phrase this? Even though the language is not a barrier, but you cannot please everybody.
Right.
Sometimes you have frequency and vibration that click with people, and then sometimes, despite your best effort, you just don't, you're not vibrating at the same frequency, and it didn't stick. So of course I have some clients that I lost. Maybe they would have preferred to have like a Chinese speaking agent,
Right.
and they kind of like slowly ghosted me. And when I was a fresh new agent, I will take this personally still, right? And then when you become a bit more seasoned, you learn that the roller coaster you cannot avoid.
Yep.
But your frequency and the way you want to approach this, you can. So by this I mean, now I never go too high. Even if I do a super sales, I stay just happy.
Right.
And if I lose the sale, I stay happy the same, and try to stay constant in this I'm fine level. So I don't have to ride the roller coaster too much. Because in the first few years, I rode that quite a lot, and it's exhausting, right? I'm sure you can relate to that, and I'm sure the audience will relate to that.
It's like, PTSD.
Yes. Yeah. You feel terrible because you lose a lead, and at the end of the day, they're not ghosting you personally. They just maybe it wasn't the right time, or
Not the right fit.
Not the right fit.
Yeah.
Right. And also when you fresh agent, you try to appeal to everybody.
Yes.
And then you come out as unauthentic and bland and borderline boring. My advice to new agents, if they are listening, just be you, be authentic, be yourself.
Yes.
Bring your personality, just act, professionalism, and you need to know your stuff, of course, right? Personality will not do the job only. Right? If you come there, great personality, but how many bedrooms? How much square feet? Let me check. Yeah, you can have the best personality ever. It's not gonna fly, right? So you need to know your product. Okay, this is basic, but let's just put it out there to make sure people understand that you still need to know your stuff. But then you need to bring your authenticity, your personality, your soul, your heart, and because maybe we're in Asia here, but I will tour the world, karma and aura. Like if you are a kind-hearted person, like things work out for you. I don't know how to explain it otherwise, because I'm the living proof that this works. my life was chaos many times. I restart many career. You could even call me a chameleon. Like I did so many different stuff. In different way. I now experience also a lot with marketing. I kind of fell in love with marketing as well. So I study a lot about marketing. I tiptoe my hands into writing, and also with the help of now the AI technology.
Oh yeah,
I have ADHD and I'm dyslexic.
me too.
Yeah, like most agents are.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So for me, I discovered AI in late December 2019 somehow. Friends come to me and say, "Hey, this is good stuff." And then so off I went to this, what's the chat GP what thing? What's that? And then in like a second I was hooked, because that things can take all my mess and crazy ideas that are everywhere mixed up in my brain. I can dump this on a plain English, all messed up, no structure, and voila, I have a perfect sentence done, perfect English, all is structured in a logical way so that people can understand.
Yep, and that you can understand because you can't.
Like, in my head, it's
shooting out of your head.
in my head, it's totally clear. But the problem is, like, when I try to explain this to people, they, beginning, middle, end, zigzag, zoop, zoop, and they are like, huh? What are you talking about? And these things just made it like, now I can clearly express all the craziest ideas I have. And this built it in, I wrote 2 books. One on, future-proof agent, which is helping, I would say, beginner agent, how to have a good kickstart into the industry, good habits and stuff like that, and leveraging AI technology to stay relevant. Right. And then I made a second one about marketing for real estate agency, for the small and boutique agency who don't have a marketing team.
Right.
So like some useful tips, and then of course some plugging to like, hey, if you need help, you can call me. So this was possible because of leveraging the AI technology for me. So what about you? Are you big into AI? Are you using a lot? Or?
So I do use AI quite a bit. I think the thing is I use it more to like, much like how you use it, like my ideas in my head, I have a lot of flawless ideas. And then speaking it to somebody, it doesn't come out the way that I want it to.
Yeah, same.
So I use AI more as like a conversation to be able to make my ideas come reality so I can share it to people. So much like yours.
Yeah.
And that's really helped me out when it comes to my business, because that's how I use it. Now, of course, there's so many other avenues that I can leverage AI on, but I really do it to kind of make my ideas become a reality when explaining it to someone that is not outside of the box. Much like what you said, much like in our careers, like you took a backpack, you came on a call. Me, I just decided I'm going to get into real estate. I have no startup. I have no idea what it's like or what it's supposed to be. We fail forward, so we're either winning or we're learning. Yeah. So like when I go about that route with AI, I can have a better idea of what I'm doing. I can have a conversation with something that will be able to absolutely understand and be able to help me convey it to people so they can really understand it. And then I can be able to get real ideas and motivation and character and like human interaction to be able to improve what I'm doing when I'm continuously having that conversation with AI. So that's really how I use AI. It's fun. It's really fun. I don't know how many bottles of water that I've wasted doing things, but it's just an amazing.
Well, I think, because a lot of people now are throwing the AI buzzword everywhere. There's also a lot of like everything new, a lot of scarcity. It's gonna take your job. It's gonna replace you. A lot of negative, vibe going there. I'm an optimist, so I don't think so. I think AI is here to stay now. It's like the internet is out of the box. So no matter what, we would have to cohabitate and live with it.
Right.
I think that when used in the right way, AI is there to help us just be better at our jobs. And for real estate agents, this means saving time on all the boring tasks that we have to do.
Right.
That are very repetitive, like searching endless web page for listings and stuff like that.
Right.
To do your CMA and to do your market analysis and all this research work that takes hours, right? That these hours you should be spending them building relationship with your clients to build rapport, to do what the AI cannot really do yet, which is build connection, like real human connection, deep connection.
Connected.
So I think in that sense, we will soon have a shift of like the agent who use it and the one who don't. The one who don't will slowly fade away because they won't be able to compete with the one who do, and they won't have enough time to do everything.
Exactly.
Right? So I think it's gonna clean up a little bit the industry, and the top agent will remain the top agent, right? But this could go for many other professions. The top lawyers will not be replaced by ChatGPT. I'm sorry if I'm convicted of a murder. I want the guy who take OJ out. If it don't fit, you must acquit. This maybe GPT will not have find it. So I think they'll be safe. We'll be safe. And I think the future is still looking quite bright. And we will have more time to do the things we love because we all went into that industry because we're people person.
Right.
And we want to spend time with people, having conversation like we have here right now, instead of being behind the computer, like updating listings.
Yeah.
Like this is most of our days, we are updating listings. It's repetitive. It's boring, and you can have an AI chatbot who can call the owner now. You can set it up, and they can update all these listings for you, right? And then you can concentrate to do the stuff, the fundamental stuff, Go to your local coffee shop, sit down, Like I'm a big, fan. I will throw the words there, fan of Ryan Serhant. I bought all his books. I did all his courses when I started in real estate. 2015. The first I said, okay, I'm a real estate agent now. So I bought Sell It Like Serhant.
Yeah.
And I read this like a Bible, and I thought to have tremendous success.
Yeah.
Because all the advice they give in this is golden. And it's in a way basic, but this is why it works, And you need to do the work, and the work will take care of you, right? And this is so true. So to summarize this, I think the important is like being an expert in your area, have time to go to the local coffee shop, build your people currency.
Yep.
Meet new people, talk to everybody, shake hands, kiss babies,
Make your calls.
Yeah, make your calls. But this, I will say, the primary one should be automated now, because you have like software that can do this, like you won't see the difference is it a human or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then to get hang up on, you can let the robot do this, and we can do the cool stuff. Right. So so that's a little parenthesis for AI, but I think exciting time for our industry and other sales industries as well. I think we'll have the guy who get it, to have the good people connection, be fine. The others might be repurposed in something else.
Yeah.
But I I'm not too worried about this, AI revolution. I see it as a good way, a technology to serve humans if used in the right way. Does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense. You're basically saying that, human interaction and connection will never fade away.
No.
The tools in AI that we have, if you're not using it, you are doing so much work instead of the fun thing, which is connecting.
Yes.
Like, yes, AI can schedule this for me, but they know that the person that's behind that is me. They can always reach out to me and they can talk to me. We have great conversations. We have a high level of trust. They are trusting us with potentially one of the largest investments that they will make in their lives.
Yeah.
And they know that they can just give us a call when they need us. And then anything that can be automated can be automated by AI.
Yeah.
Nothing will ever take out the salesperson. Like we are not going to like one of those cool toy machines and putting in $6 million and turning it and getting something. It is never going to be that way. It's
Not to quote Ryan again, but nobody like to be sold. Everybody love to shop with a friend.
Yes.
Right? This is one of his famous quote. It come often, and this is so simple and true, right? At the end of the day, like we are there to like help them make a decision,
Right.
right? So we first need to build trust and rapport, right? Because you need to understand the situation. They need to understand that you are a professional.
Absolutely.
And because you are, I call it, in my book, I call it this agent 3.0, so I'm an augmented agent. I can just do more work faster because I leverage the tools, right? I can do the research faster. I can, my reply are templated a bit, and then I just have to modify it a little bit, and then boom, it goes. Some of them are automate, so it go fast, right? And speed is king in our industry, because you receive a lead, you wait, you don't reply right away. I'm sorry, I'm on my computer and I already click, 2 more agents.
Yep.
And the first one who replied to me is my new best friend until he's too slow to reply, and I say, oh, okay, I'll try another one.
Yep.
Right? Then you get them out on the first viewing, and then it's like where you as your personality shine and the vibration works, and then usually you hook the clients, and then you will go to all your steps, funnel, like the discovery, and then really understand their needs, then establish that you are the professional and you know what you're talking about. So back to like knowing your products and your local area. And then when you have built, okay, now this guy looks serious, is friendly, is responsive. Yeah, okay, I don't need to go and search online for someone else.
Right.
Steve got me covered. It's fine, Or Antoine, he has a French funny accent, but okay, I can still kind of understand what he's talking about. And it's funny, so yeah, okay, why not? He still knows his stuff. So whatever is your quirkiness or whatever can be overcome by being the professional and knowing your stuff. Right?
Absolutely.
And that quirkiness will also give that personality that make you memorable and authentic. And that's, I think, in a nutshell, that's the secret of the secret sauce, the secret formula.
Yeah.
Is just being, professional first, yes, and then authentic. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Professionalism, authentic, knowing your product.
Yeah.
And then connection, communicating.
Yeah, they just be a decent human being and know how to shut up and listen. When I first started, I was so nervous in sales. I was so nervous. I could not take silence. Yeah. So I will rumble a little about, anything and everything and go totally off track to Pluto and talking about.
You killed the deal yourself.
Yeah. I'm sure I'm not the only one who happen. You learn.
I'm just the same way. My coach told me WAIT, which is wait, why am I talking? That's what it meant. And I was the same way. I would ramble, and then I had to learn that I had to acknowledge, respond, pivot. I had to listen to understand, and when it came, then it's like sometimes at first I was like, and then and when the professionalism hits, you're just like, hey, completely understand where you're coming from. Just keep it going.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah.
What else?
Yes.
What else?
Yes.
All right, and then I got everything I need.
Until you discover like what's the real objection. Yeah.
Yep.
And then when you start to be a master of this, you build this into a normal conversation around your viewing that you already answer most of the objection.
Yep.
You know, and I think also you should not confuse like listening and active listening, because a lot of people say, yeah, I listen, but then someone is talking and all the brain, the little guy in the brain is
thinking
like,
about
what's
what
my next
you want to
question?
say.
What's
Yeah.
my next question?
Yep.
What's my next question? And then you finish talking and you're like, and you didn't acknowledge that you listen, that you understand. So this takes practice. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice, and I came a long way in that. And when you do it in your business, it changes your life how you do it.
Yeah.
Just on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Like my wife, like she understands. She's like, "Are you doing that? Are you doing that to me?" But then she understands. She's like, "Oh yeah, like that is active listening."
Yes.
And then she starts doing it, and then she's doing it to other people, and then that's how like we are creating like our network of people that understand that we're here to listen.
Yeah.
It's a level of trust that that you really obtain when you just shut up and you just listen, and you listen to understand.
To understand, that's even better way to put it. Yes.
Yeah. Got a question for you.
Yes. Sure.
All right. So, let's say I want to buy property in Hong Kong.
Yes.
Um,
Bring your checkbook. Fat one.
well, I can't leave that at home. I can't leave that in the States, 13 hours away. So let's say I want to buy property. Can I buy property and not have it be my primary residence?
Yes, in Hong Kong you can. You just need money, a lot of it. The things in Hong Kong, it's still one of the less affordable city in the world.
Really?
Yeah, it's still very expensive. And this is because the government control the land supply. That's how the tax is so low here. So the main revenue for the government is the land, which they auction to big developers. So yes, you can buy here. I would say like the market. Because of the COVID and China who shut down the whole country, and to risk to upset some people, Hong Kong is part of China, right? So it is one country, two system, but it's still, with very much still under China. So that affects Hong Kong a lot as well, right? So had a big dip. I think we bottom out now, and we show steady recovery. It's I would say quite healthy now. It's going on the right direction again. So prices, like rents, also start to go up now. Not a lot of supply. New influx of new mainlanders from mainland China are coming in the city to have like a good job opportunity in finance. We have some other expat coming as well. So rent is a bit, I would say, went up maybe up to 5%, I would say. So it's good news for the landlord. Tough news for the new renter. But they can find a good agent to help negotiate the rent.
True.
Yeah, and then for a buying perspective, yes, you can. I would say the best, the best area are still the mid-level, Shangwan, Sai Pung, Kennedy Town. These are the quite trendy area for expats.
Average price point?
We are in the probably 18K Hong Kong per square foot. I would say in average. It's very tricky because from one building to another, some get a bit more hype,
Right.
some more popular. Supply and demand always, so bit case by case. And then it also depends on individual owner situation. There is some very old money here. People who have like few apartments might sell if you come at the right price, but if you don't, then you don't. They prefer to leave it empty. They don't need the money,
Right.
per se. So this you only know when you start negotiating with owners. So it is also true for rent. Some owners need to rent it out. Some owners just don't need the money. Probably mortgage already paid, and they have a certain bottom line, and they won't bunch. So that's a bit on that, but not a lot of restriction for foreigner. I think they still do, but this need to be checked because I don't want to tell you something that is inaccurate. But back in the days, they did the investment visa as well, so you could buy a property for about 8 million Hong Kong or million US, something like that, and then you could get like investment visa. Also, when you come here, if it's for relocation. So if not a guy like me on the backpack, you will have a sponsor. So you will be, Morgan Stanley or Goldman Sachs. You're fresh. You get hired by them, and they will send you to Hong Kong. So all your visa will be taken care of. But if you wanted to do like the hard road like me, then you need a special skills. You need to find a company who is willing to sponsor you for your visa. After you successfully get hired, you get your Hong Kong ID. If you spend 7 years in the country without living, you switch from an employment visa to a permanent ID. And then you have this for life as long as you can travel to Hong Kong. I think maybe age 2 years to be checked. This I don't remember. But if you come back every 2 years, then you keep your ID until, I don't know, maybe China take over in 2047. But probably they will keep us the same on the same status. Like we could see, for example, me, I'm a permanent ID now because I've been here since 2008. I also received a return card to mainland China, so I don't need to apply for a visa to go traveling there as a tourist, and I can cross the border as many times as I want. I have a special card. I don't need to, have a stamp and have my passport. So it's quite convenient now to go. And the cool things about Hong Kong and its future is the plan is to expand this to the Greater Bay Area. So you have Hong Kong here, you have Shenzhen, Guangzhou. All this will be in the near future interconnected by speed train. You already go now to Shenzhen from West Kowloon Station to Shenzhen. You're about there in 20 minutes maybe. It goes super fast, and then it's connected. Shenzhen is huge, 20 million people. It's a little Silicon Valley of Asia. A lot of startup are there, do tons of cool products. So I see the future of the region here will be like one megalopole englobing the whole Greater Bay Area. The border will slowly fade away.
Right.
And this is gonna be a giant tech and finance hub for the world. That's what I see happening in the next 15, 20 years. Yeah.
It's so funny you mention that because I was talking with one of my friends.
Yeah.
And so my wife she's been to China 3 times. She's stayed there for months at a time.
Yeah.
And this is our first time here in the Hong Kong area. And, just based on history, technology, improvement, land, I've always told people, I said, within the next few years, I wouldn't be surprised if one of the top 5 languages to learn would be,
for sure.
either Korean or Chinese or Cantonese. Is that?
Yeah, it is Cantonese. But I think the language you should learn is definitely Mandarin, which is the official language in China. And then every province have his own little dialect. Right?
Yeah.
Here we are in the Canton region, so it's Cantonese. But I would say, although for me, because I came here first, in my years, Cantonese feel and sounds nicer. Mandarin will be more useful. Or, we will all buy the AirPod 3 and then it will auto-translate. That's also maybe the future, which is sad because I think it's, like learning language. It's a little bit, it's showing respect for the culture when you move to another country.
Absolutely.
So, for example, my first contract for hockey was in France, so there's no problem. But then I went to play 2 years in Czech Republic, and I managed to learn Czech in 8 months. And then as soon as I was able to speak, like butchering the language, but still speak, then the eyes of the people there totally changed, and I became like one of them suddenly, because I showed the effort to try to learn the culture, learn the language. So that was, I think, a very important lesson. Unfortunately for me, here, everybody speaks English.
Right.
So every time I tried to, show off a little bit of what I could say, first of all, it was in the wrong tone because countries have 9 different tones.
Yes.
Mandarin have 4. So one word can basically mean 9 different things. So sometimes it can give some funny situation, and they answer you back in English. So like I'm motivated and all, but if you give me the easy way out, speak to me in English.
Yes.
Then like after a while, I just defaulted to like English right away, and I kind of regret it. That I can understand maybe I would say 40% in Cantonese. Like I understand what they are talking about generally because I pick up some words and I kind of try to make up the story.
Yeah.
And I'm more or less usually quite spot on. Sometimes I go totally off track, but I will say I will understand with the context.
Yeah.
But I can ask the taxi driver to bring me home if I had a extended happy hour. And I can order a few dishes when the menu is all in Chinese. So I have my go-to, like, okay, I want this, I want that. And that's that. So it's a bit sad. So I think I will follow my own advice and maybe take some classes for Mandarin in end of the year or 2026. That could be one of my goals, is to be able to have like a basic conversation in Mandarin.
Yeah.
I think that could be a nice touch if I have like some Chinese clients that I just try to joke around, like the break ice time.
And it's the little thing that we do.
Yeah.
And I agree with you because I had to learn that as well. Well, first when I came here, I learned that, because I like to learn, a little bit of languages here and there, or at least some things. And I even in the Reddit forums, they're like, just stick to English. Just stick to it. And for the same reason, my second language was actually Japanese.
Oh, nice.
Because my aunt, she would bring me cool things. She was stationed in the military, stationed in Okinawa. She would always give me different things. And when I was learning Japanese, in South Carolina, there is not
a lot of this time.
No, there isn't. So all I had was Xbox. And then of course I lost that because I didn't get to practice it too often. I learned French. My French, like, my ADHD, the French and Japanese messed up.
Yeah.
And then the Spanish, French, and Japanese messed up everything. But, currently right now we're going to be headed back to Japan for a few more days. And it didn't matter, how much I knew with these different languages. The thought is much like I said, the thought that you are doing just a little bit to involve some culture, it's greatly appreciated.
Yes.
Regardless if you are absolutely butchering it or not.
No, it's the effort.
Yeah, it's the effort. It's the effort. I love that. Don't ask me anything in French because I can't remember anything.
No, I thought on va continuer l'interview en français. Oui, oui, oui.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all you need.
All my Canadian French, Canadian friends who are here, when they know that I'm from the French side of Switzerland, they always say, "Oh yeah, I had French class. I can't remember where la bibliothèque. That was the library." I say, "Okay, that's a good start. What about the important stuff like I would like a beer or stuff like that?" They say, "Ah, no, man, I'm sorry, I was sleeping in class." And so, but French, to be fair, is a tough language to learn. And then what you say, what you speak, and what is written is totally different. Make no sense. We have all this. The grammar is a nightmare. So I can understand that people don't speak French that much.
Yeah, I can understand that. So,
You were asking also earlier before we start shooting this about Switzerland. So to rebound on your question, can you buy if you have clients? So in Switzerland, it's a little bit different. If you want to buy a holiday home, there is some restriction. Only few area, usually the ski resort, have a quota basically of home that can be sold to foreigners for holiday home. You also have a few city close to the lake who are considered as a holiday resort area. I used to work in one of them, Montreux, which is 20 minutes from Lausanne and an hour 15 from Geneva airport. And the restrictions are as follow. If you want to buy a holiday home, it needs to be less than 200 square meter livable, and you cannot spend the whole year in the property. So you need to exit the country. If you want to buy like a big mansion, a nice luxury property, there is many very nice one there, but then you will have to put your primary residence in the canton. Switzerland, we're a bit like you guys. You have states, we have canton.
yeah.
You have 52, 53. I'm not sure. We have 26, right? Our cantons are also like the United States. Individual, each canton have their own rules, and then you have the federal confederation who like impose some set rules, but each canton have some autonomy, a bit, I think, like in your country.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you need to check in which canton you want to go. But Montreux, for example, is canton of 4. So that's the rules for there. And then when you put your residence there, then you're subject to the tax. It's less common now, but they still have some tax arrangement for the super wealthy. So you can negotiate a fixed fiscal package, but this is for the really ultra wealthy. And then for the normal people, you better take like a real tax advisor. There's a lot of companies in Switzerland who can do that to see if it's worth it for you to do it or not, because it depends. And then for your audience and your clients, I believe you guys are double tax, where you keep paying your tax in the States when you move out as well, right?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
So I make it a little bit tricky. Some right calculation need to be done by a really fiscal expert, which is not me. I'm like I understand numbers a bit, but numbers are not my best friends because it bores me a little bit. So that's why I'm not doing finance or taxation advice or like this. I always find like some good professional that love that.
Yeah.
And then I refer them to the professional, and I take care of what I'm good at, what I like. Because I'm a strong believer that if your heart is not in it, then your job is average.
Yeah.
You need to have the passion for what you're doing. Same total different topic. Sorry, HTHD brain. When you go to listings appointments and you see the house and you're like, and then you talk to the owner and then you don't vibe with them that much. I turn down. I say, sorry, I don't think I can do it. I will refer you my colleague. But I'm not convinced I could get the price you want.
Yeah,
and
not the best fit. And that's okay.
I don't think we're the best fit, and I don't think I will be like performing for you guys. But I know someone who could. So you had someone, but sometimes it's good to turn down the listings just because you feel it. Because I did once, I said, it's okay, I need more. The more listing you have, definitely, right? So when you start to take everything, right? And then every time you go to the viewing to this house, you're like, oh, I in the bathroom. And then it's not like, and it's overpriced and this and that. And, you know, because you want to be authentic, I cannot put the smile. It's a great opportunity. This is, you know, I will always sell like, you know, like in my opinions, I feel that it's maybe slightly overpriced sometimes, because I could not help it to not lie to the clients, you know. Like,
Because you're not comfortable.
I feel very uncomfortable. Then I didn't sell the house. And then look, it's always available. So I learned from that, and now I will turn down listing. Sorry, totally went off track.
No, I actually love that, man. Dude, but other than that, I really appreciate, we're wrapping up. I really appreciate you doing this with me and taking time out of your busy day to do this, you know?
You know, like I always like to share. I did some podcast also with other friends that we meet along the way, and then it's always nice to share story experience if we can help. You know, someone who's watching was like starting like us back in the days.
Yes.
Was like, okay, now I have my license. Now what? You know, day one on the job. And depending in which brokerage you are, you have like zero help, no mentorship.
True.
So I think for that, YouTube is awesome. Like it's growing, and it's become like the #1, you know, library for knowledge. You can learn about. You can get lost on YouTube and you say like, I want to run this, and you go to the rabbit.
It will take you over here too.
I don't. I've been there a few times. Like long night when I just like, oh, shoot, I watched like 3 documentary now. It's just like time to get up. But anyway, it's for the good cause. Any other question you have for me?
No, man, you've been amazing.
Thanks for the invite.
Thank you.
Anytime. Let's keep in touch for sure.
Absolutely. In a city built on layers, Antoine built a life by moving through them. Sometimes the biggest shifts you make in life happen quietly, one decision at a time. I want to give a big thank you to Antoine. Thank you so much for your time in Hong Kong. I greatly appreciate it. His information is in the description below. If you're looking for any services in Hong Kong when it comes to real estate, coaching, or any of his other great services, please reach out to him. Of course, reach out to me if you are looking for real estate in the Myrtle Beach, Grand Strand area, South Carolina. Other than that, thank you so much for watching this episode of Changing Lives. If you like it, please like, subscribe. We'll love to see you come back for the next episode, and I will have a link for the previous episode as well. Thank you so much.